Shout out to Greg Lunt. This is again back at Quant, because kind of jumping back and forth here, and I do apologize for that. But he says Quant is a token of 2023. All right. Overledger APIs. That's something we don't talk about as much as we should. We're always focusing on, for instance, the CBDCs, and we're focusing on, for instance, interoperability, and all that stuff is great. And don't get me wrong, CBDCs are going to be brought up a lot. But a lot of times we should talk more about what Quant accomplishes with their Overledger operating system when it comes to APIs. So Overledger APIs seamlessly connect any network to any network with full regulatory compliance, elite team, and huge enterprise adoption. Cap token supply 100% now in circulation. CMC is not, they don't have that updated yet. I've heard that, CoinGecko does have it updated. But listen to this, here's the key thing I want you guys to see here. Quant has jumped from 100 to 30 on CoinMarketCap during the bear market. And at times they even touched, like, for instance, ranked 27th and so on, but roughly in that 30 range. And that really, really stands out for Quant, because in my opinion, they're going to go, no pun intended, take a quantum leap ahead. I love this diagram, the recognition of Quant, and then, of course, the true value. All right. So with that said, guys, we want to give you that brief news update when it comes to Quant. This is a while back. You got to keep in mind, this is all the way back to 2019. So, that's one thing to be said. But look at this. It says interconnect zettabytes of data. This is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And then after that, we'll come back for some more commentary, get into a few more comments, and then probably from there, start to wrap up the show. Here we go.
Working contract with the United States Air Force. And the other blockchain is really a service provider. So that really makes us the only protocol, if you will. And what I think is what really interesting about the government is they have a chance to lead innovation for the first time, and getting out of a cycle where private entities were driving innovation because of monetary reward. Now the government faces other opportunities, such as threat vectors and mission critical situations like life or death. So working with the United States Air Force, we're under their needs initiative around multi-domain command and control, which is about moving one data set to another data set. And traditionally, those data sets were siloed for security, but now there's a need to make real-world decisions in the field and being able and encourage interoperability, which also kind of sheds some light on or some intention on working with Quant and where our integration is going.
Having worked in government for 10 years, government has lots of data, lots and lots and lots of petabytes and zettabytes of data, and they're not doing much with it. I mean, every department is using data for different things. Just interconnecting the data is just really not there. I mean, people email. That's how data transverses government departments today. And so if you look at what the government holds and the potential of what the data can do, if you look at it holistically, if you look at it with the right lens and do the analytics and looking at specific use cases in the military from a security perspective, or command and control, or taxation, or whatever, you can take massive amounts of big data and get the insights that you couldn't do before if you only do it securely. Because government is afraid of opening up data because of the security risk. And if you have, let's just say, every citizen's record for some department in a particular database, and you copy it across and it's compromised or it's lost, then you've given up all this personal information. GDPR is an issue, etc. So doing it securely will benefit government to innovate, and that's the exciting bit, because we're moving to a data is the new oil, as everyone keeps saying, but government's got the biggest oil refinery in the world, and they're not using it, and so we're here to help.